You ready to learn R? Alright, so I guess that's video 4 maybe. What we're gonna do is just go ahead and jump right into it. But in this situation, you're going to create the file. I'm not gonna give it to you. So, or we're gonna do it together. So what we're gonna do is go to our directory, our folder that contains our project. Okay. Again, this is a way for us to organize. I don't know why that's there. That's disturbing. That should be. Boop, boop. Oh, I know why. Skip. You can know this. You can know that. So that I can put it into that directory. Okay. So what we're gonna do is essentially practice ETV, extraction, bringing in data from some source, transformation, some level of cleaning, and then create some visualization, V. All right, so what does that look like? What does that look like? The first thing I would want to do is create a Quarto file by clicking this. There's a lot of ways of doing this. Many ways to the top of the mountain, choose one. Many ways to the top of the mountain, no many, K-N-O-W, many. This is one way. So I'm going to click Quarto document. Another way is clicking up here. I don't know why they have so many ways. And then there's one more I'm not going to show you. I think we already did it already. So Quarto document. Okay. So here we go. Boom. We're going to name this ETV1. I'm going to say colon NBA data. We're not going to only work with sports data. Don't worry. Author is Emmanuel Williams. I guess that's my name. I still put the PhD. I'm still happy about it. Okay, the PhD. And then we can compile it either using into one of these HTML, PDFs, or Words. Quarto is not good at doing PDFs and Words. We'll use a Markdown for that. But let's go ahead and create this. All right, so it gives you a bunch of boilerplate code. Boilerplate code is just a lot of template code. I'm going to erase it. Boop. And then from there, ETV. So we're going to do extraction, transformation, extraction. All right, let me finish typing it out. Transformation, and then visualization. Okay. So extraction is bringing the data from some location. Well, before we do that, I'm going to create a chunk. I don't know if I emphasized this before, but how I create a chunk is by pressing this green plus button and then pressing it automatically creates it. Or there's a keyboard shortcut, Control Alt I or Command Alt I, and it creates it for you. So what I'm going to do is load in my packages. So library, ggplot. I'm going to use that. And I'm not one, but two. And then library, dplyr. Okay. So within this actual within this chunk, I'm legitimately going to name it. I can name my chunks to have names. I'm going to define it as setup. I'm going to name it setup. And the reason why I'm naming it setup is because in R, if you define any of your chunks, only one of them can be defined as setup. It's going to run automatically every single time you run a chunk. So right now, I'm not going to run it. I'm going to show you my point. I need one more. I need library. Read Excel. So the reason why I'm doing this so that when it's time for me to work with this other places, if I open up randomly and I start running things in transformation, probably won't happen. It's automatically going to run this chunk up here. So you can kind of get the point of why that's important. So I'm going to bring in some data into R. Okay. And so I'm going to digress for 1 second and tell you in your directory, you should have downloaded the NBA data and stored it into this directory here. I'm pretty sure I told you to do that. If not, you should do that. Download and put it into this directory. Make sure that it's here. This Excel sheet legitimately has a bunch of information about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant for the first 15 years in the NBA. So here are the variables. So as you can imagine, it's an Excel sheet. I should be using read underscore XLSX to extract, to bring in this information into R. So what we're going to do is that. One could argue, which sheet should I bring in? The first one. I want to bring in the first one. That has all the information. This has other information, but this is the main information that I would like to work with. Main table I would like to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do NBA underscore DF, just because it allows me to know what I'm working with. Assign that information, whatever I do on the right, to NBA DF. That's the less than dash. Read underscore XLS. I don't know why it keeps doing that. And this is going to cause an error, but I'm going to fix it in a moment. I want you to guess why this is the error. Wow, this is going to give me an error. Even though it's going to run and have the packages, this should still give me an error. Okay, it says path does not exist. Okay, it's because we're not in the right directory. So if you remember from previous videos, you installed the here package. And so if you do here, here, comma, it's in data. Okay. Now this should work. Uh-oh. Oh, because it's open. I thought they fixed that problem. Okay. So there we go. We extracted the data. So in this summer is so eventful. So I have some interns actually working on a way to extract data in a more complicated way. This is very straightforward. It's just a function. We're using someone's made functions for us to be able to do this. Extracting data is not always trivial. Using APIs is not always, that's not always easy. So this NBA data frame we brought it in, the first one, okay? And note that I didn't have to specify which sheet that I was asking for. It's because it automatically does the first. So if I were to say sheet is equal to 2, it will bring in the second one, and that will be that. Okay, so let's go back to 1. All right, so that's that for extraction. I would say transformation and visualization is a little bit, at this stage, require a little bit more steps. For example, let's say, looking at my notes, performance summary by location. I want to look at performance summary by location. So, scenario 1. Okay. And so what that would do is performance summary by location. Okay. So what I'm going to do is create an R chunk. Okay. And if I want to transform this so I can get that information, I'm going to only focus on the variables that I'm interested in, such as the name of the player, the location, and some statistics. Let's just pick 2. So let's do that. So in order for me to get this, to focus on that NBA underscore DF, in order for me to focus on those variables, what function should I use? Okay. Someone ideally should have said select. Okay. I'm going to focus on, yikes, I forgot already. Oh, I gotta run this again. Name, location, game, location. What else? And let's do points. Is it PTS or is it PTS? It is PTS. That's points. And let's say field goals percentage. Okay. I don't know. You get the point. Okay. And then if I wanted to then, so I have these variables. I'm going to practice what I preach. Probably only do one of these scenarios. DF. Okay. Or maybe 2. I'll make a video long. It's fine. Perform DF. Okay. So when I look at perform DF, I have all these, I have the variables I'm interested in. Okay. And then what I'm going to then do is I'm going to filter. I'm going to do a strange filter. I'm going to do a filter on players. Even though you know there's only 3 of them, I'm going to do a filter on, say, name is in C as the vector, MJ, LJ and KB. Okay, and so one could argue the data frames, if you look at this, the number of rows didn't change. Okay, the number of rows didn't change when I did that. The reason why I want to do that so that's flexible for me to maybe remove Kobe and focus on Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Does that make sense? I can do that if I wanted to. Okay. And then what I'm going to now do is do a group by. I'm going to group by name and game location. And then when I do that, I'm going to then summarize by points and field goal percentage. Summarize. I like to be British. Summarize. Mean PTS, and then is equal to the mean of PTS, comma NA. Remember from this is so I don't have missing values. I can handle missing values. And I'm going to play the game copy and paste because of time. I'm already at 10 minutes. Yikes. Mean points. And then I'm going to do this for FG. Call this FGP. Okay, field goal percentage. Okay. And when I run this, I'm not going to be able to see it in the console. Right? Oh, what did I do? Okay, now it should run. Okay, I'm not going to be able to see it here. You can ignore this warning. This warning means nothing. You can put in an additional argument, but I'm not going to emphasize that here because of time. But if I click on this now, I see the summarization. Okay, but you can imagine, that's why, it's nice to have the transformation, but it's nice to have this table, but you can imagine what you would want to also do is visualize this. I would want to visualize this. All right, so let's do some visuals. Oh, wow, look at Michael Jordan. That's what look. I'm Michael Jordan all the way. Every day, all day. Okay, every day, all day. So let's go ahead and create this visualization for this scenario. Scenario 1. And then what would that look like? That would look like perform df pipe into ggplot. Okay, that's my plotting technique. AES, okay, aesthetics. X is equal to. I'm going to say my x-axis should be, and this is like where it's artistic, so fun. It's going to be name. Okay, it's going to be name, and then my y. We're going to just focus on one variable for now. It's going to be mean points. Okay, boom. And then in terms of, again, like art, now we're using pluses. Note that, because we're in ggplot. What geom should I use? Ideally, I would run to points, but let's see. Let's see what it looks like. This is not going to be, this is not going to look good. But no plus, let's run this. To me, it's not going to look good. And why do they have two means? Oh, by location. Oh, this is so fun. So then what we could do is say color is equal to game location. Okay, hopefully that works. Boom. LeBron James likes adversity. He likes to be hated, at least in the first 15 years. Whereas everyone, they perform better at home. They're adored upon. So but look at Michael Jordan, though. Again, this is the first 15 years, so I'm pretty sure the data for LeBron James is a tad bit different. So that's kind of cool. We can, how else could we do this? I'm going to leave it to your own creativity. I mean, one of the other things that we can do is spruce this up is to do a theme. Actually, I want to change the color. I want to teach that. Hold on one second. Okay, I want to do one more thing. And I'm going to change the color. So it's going to be scale, manual, scale color manual, values is equal to C. And this is where syntax is going to look very interesting. I don't like it. But we're going to say away. And I might be doing this wrong. We'll see. I'll make mistakes. That's going to happen. And then home should be maybe blue. And this is different from what we were doing before when we first learned ggplot, because we legitimately set the color in the genome point. But since we're looking at two different colors, two different levels, we're going to specify it in a manual way. All right, so let's see if this works. Yes, it works. So yeah, I mean, I have one more, or actually I have two more, but in terms of time, I don't want to make this too long. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching.